Hello and welcome everyone to part 16 of the Mandolin building series. We are getting closer towards the finish line. This is the mandolin right now. It has smooth edges now. I corrected some of the mistakes I made. I made everything very smooth and nice and finished the last bits and pieces. So for example, the fretboard now perfectly fits on top. I also have the backboard carved to its final thickness, and it's sanded as well, so it's really nice and smooth. The one thing though that I still haven't done yet is to tune the mandolin, and that is what I'm going to do today. Tuning the mandolin means that I'm going to use the bass bar and the treble bar, the two tone bars of the mandolin, and adjust their stiffness. And by doing so, I am able to tune the soundboard and the whole instrument to a certain note, to a certain tone. And that is very important because we don't want the body to resonate for frequencies that are not on the spectrum of tones, but we want it to resonate on certain tones. And so that is what we're going to do today. And so that is what I'm going to try to do today. By adjusting the stiffness, it means that this has an influence on how the soundboard is able to move up and down. And what I'm able to do by taking away parts of these tone bars is to make the tone lower, so to lower the frequency. And what I'm going to use for that to do so is a little microphone that I have. I normally use it to record audiobooks, but it's going to be totally fine today. It's a little USB microphone that I'm going to use, and I'm also going to use a little hammer that has a soft part, these things that you put on your chair so that they don't screw up your floor. Those things I put on the hammer, and that I'm going to use to just slightly tap those bars. Record this with this microphone and the help of Audacity, the program Audacity, and then check the frequencies in the program, and then I'm going to make small adjustments and check again. And that is how I'm mostly going to inch myself closer towards a finished and tuned instrument. I also going to do the same with the backboard, because also the backboard wants to be to tune. And this is everything I think I'll be able to do today. I'm going to finish tonight by, if I'm done with the tuning, with attaching curved lining, so that tomorrow I can take the backboard and put it and have a full mandolin with a front, with a back and a neck, and a fretboard and everything else that needs to go on this instrument. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here you can see my setup. I have Audacity opened on my MacBook, and I have the little Samson Go mic right here on top. And here in my hand I have this hammer that I've been talking about, and I just put one of these floor protection pieces made out of felt on top of this hammer. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do that for demonstration here, is I'm going to start the recording, and then I'm going to hit 10 times repeatedly with the hammer on one of these tone bars, and then I'm going to use the plot analyze tool of Audacity to show me actually the pattern of the tone. Alright, let me adjust the camera a little bit so that you can actually see the tapping itself. Alright, so click record. Okay, so now here you can see the outcome of my tapping right there. And so now I'm going to use this Analyze Plot Spectrum tool here, and this shows me a frequency analysis. And now here I'm able to hover on these big points, and here on the peaks I can see the actual frequency in hertz and the note that it is. So this is a D sharp of the 4th octave, and this is a D sharp in the 3rd octave, and this here is a D2, so pretty close, D of the 2nd octave, so pretty close to the D sharp. And so what I'm going to try now is to take off pieces of the tone bars here with my little block plane, and then do this whole thing again. And then I'm going to take the bass bar and tune it to a G sharp or a A flat, and the treble bar to an A sharp or a B flat. Yeah, so I'm going to start now with the bass bar, but I'm also going to alternating between the two because you have to see this whole thing as one system. So if you take one of these bars and change it, it's going to affect the other one too. So I'm going to alternate between those two and see the voicing, and then I'm also going to do the same with the backboard. Okay, so now that I had the first measurement, I know that I'm still way too high. So what I'm going to do now, I take my little block plane right here, and then I am going to use it to scrape up some wood, especially here at the ends of the tone bar and a little bit of the center. And the idea is that if I take away wood here, it should affect the sound that we're hearing the fastest. And if I'm getting closer to the final hertz, I'm actually going to start using the sides, because it's not taking a lot of the stiffness away while still taking away some of the wood. Just got my second measurement, and I don't know if you can see, but it's still very close to where I was before. And I read in the book that in the beginning it actually takes a lot of time until you see something changing, and then it changes very fast. I only took a little bit away because I just wanted to see if something happens, because I've never done it before, but it didn't. So now in the next step I'm going to take away a little bit more. I'm going to spare you the whole back and forth from here on, so I'm going to work on this. So the tone bars of the mandolin are done. As you can see right here, they are much thinner now and graded down. And right here I have the backboard, which is the same process. Holding the backboard, taking the hammer, and then looking at the frequency analysis. That's it for today. Make sure to subscribe, stay in the loop. We're really close to finishing this project here, and I'm really excited to finally put everything together. Have a great day and see you tomorrow.